Okay, yo, what's up guys? If you came from this video, I greatly appreciate you, and I'm glad you're sticking around. If this video gets to 10 likes, I will do Medic. I don't really, see anything wrong with Medic, or, I don't really know how to play it, but if this video gets to 10 likes, I will force myself to at least get 24 hours. I'll probably do a 24-hour stream to actually understand Medic. The full Medic, hybrid Medic. I pretty much understand hybrid Medic, but you get what I'm putting down, alright? And let me know if you want any other, skill tree. I'm probably going to do air Hakuda and ground Hakuda next. I main ground Hakuda. I don't know how to play air Hakuda, but air Hakuda is the more simple version of ground Hakuda.
I really slime the fuck out this.
So, yeah, let's get into, this showcase. Today we are talking about Kendo. Now, what is so special about Kendo? Well, in my personal opinion, this is the set I run as an Arankar, because I think, as we all know, Arankars are, possibly the best, the most well-known for Kendo, just due to the fact that they have so many moves like Zero Skirus, Zero Grab, Bala, 2 res moves finally again, and yeah, just crazy defense while they're, in their, for some reason I cannot activate my hero, which is pretty strange, but they just have hella aggression, along with Bala just being like a top 5 move in the game if you know how to fundamentally use it and not, kind of like fuck it up, which is pretty mean to ask, but yes, pretty sure this is my friend right here. So this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna show y'all first. I'm gonna show y'all techs and stuff you can pretty much do with Bala. Yo, what's up? All right. So first, I'm gonna join a call with him, and we're gonna get to this. Okay, so I have 3 combos in exact to talk about. One is going to be, I'm not going to show it, but right now, first I'm going to talk about Earth Shatter into Thrust. It makes Thrust true, and as we all know, Thrust gives the opponent less defense. The next one we're going to be talking about is Delayed Crossing into sukiwari. If, for some whatever reason, you actually can be able to hit them while they're flash stepping away, quite literally holding S, you will catch up to them. My last one is Zero Grab into Thrust. You can really just do anything with this. It's a crazy mix-up, and overall, like I said before, Thrust decreases their defense, so that's all I'm really saying. Alright, but as we saw by those clips that I just pretty much dumped in real quick, yeah, let's just start from the first one that we, genuinely just saw. Delayed Crossing goes into sukiwari, and overall, yeah, Rupture, like any TP, like Flower Passage into Zero Grab confirms, Thrust. You can even do Flower Passage Feint, Bala up, like Bala up in the air. Why? Because this has a higher, you just have to understand, plays. Like, for instance, I could Flower Passage Feint, and then I could dash backwards, Bala them, Zero Grab, and then I can use Thrust freely, right? And then go into an Earth Shadow. Well, my apologies, Earth Shadow then Thrust. And you may be like, why and how can you end Thrust? Well, it's pretty simple, really. This game fucking sucks. Earth Shatter is literally the best skill box, and don't mention when you could feint it, by the way. Yes, you could feint this skill box back then. But overall, some other mechanics that you should know while playing this is that one, Delayed Crossing got nerfed. So with that being said, you cannot, notice how I said in my speed video that you can flash cut into Rising. That used to be true, but not true, but it was a very good and very reliable way of quite literally catching somebody with their pants down. It was a good way of Delayed Crossing into Rising. It was like the speed way of hitting, their floating strikes. But now that, Delayed Crossing has not as much stun anymore, I can really only see it being good with sukiwari. And that is a hard, if, because it is one of the harder moves to hit, but it does give enough it does give enough. It's like I said, it's like catching someone with their pants down. It can easily land into a Sarah grab, into like an earth shatter, into like rupturing, into thrust, or just rupturing bala, rising, thrust, flash fake out, vert down. And while getting onto the vert down, some other things I'd like to note is overall, if you're playing a game, you need to use every fundamental. Like for instance, as a deep broken player myself, I use every fundamental I can, whether that be a simple feint, a simple crit, a simple 180 180 just hit behind. This can also set you up for a earth shatter if they go like anywhere, or it can just even set you up for a power flash, which just completely like negate like their oh shit, let's back away, kind of like just counteract their fucking flash. Now what else you can do in this game is simply jumping. Jumping is a good way to set your opponents off guard, catch them with their pants down. And what I like to do the most is when I'm walking towards them, right, I jump, or not vert, my apologies, split gate. Why do I split gate first? Well, one, it has a shorter hitbox, and two, on top of that, if they do dodge out the way, right, I will love to create distance by either using press and relief, bala, thrust, flash fake out, or once again, I can use Earth Shatter to reposition myself. Now, what does this pretty much conclude? This pretty much concludes that if you use jump, or you just M1, that is crazy. Like, okay, let's put this in perspective, right? I am, let's say I'm right here, right? I do a solidified M1 to the back, right? M1 to the back. That's how much I gained in that short duration, right? Whenever they try to parry and say they're right here, right? I'm gonna cancel my flash type, right? They're over here, yeah, perchance. But you also have to keep into consideration that boom, you just hit a vert down, right? You didn't hit it, but they're like, oh shit, I'm holding Blanc right now. I should have gotten guard broken. What the fuck is happening? This is your chance to go for a bala. Bala, thrust, and the reason I say thrust is because it's not like rising or vert, where it has a fast wind-up. No, thrust is a 50-50, I'd like to say. You have to, it's kind of like bisection. It's just the better version of bisection. And the reason is, I mean, obviously, if you look at the, description, quick long-range thrust, apply defense reduction. That's crazy. And you mainly want to use this. Don't use it whenever you only have like Zero Oscurus, Flash Fake Out, and Earth Shatter, right? You're going to be very dependent on your Flash Fake Out in that situation and Earth Shatter, right? Which is, yeah, very bad. Very bad. If you do not know yet. But, pretty much, you want to use thrust whenever you pretty much have a vert down, which is pretty obvious. If you have a rising, you have a vert down, right? If you have a split gate, you have a rising core. You even damn near, if you want to get greedy, you have a zero grab into a horizon core. But the main thing that Kendo really lacks in the skill tree is just pressure. Like, I know I just said all of this, but you gotta take in the fact that, especially while looking on, a build with like either dodge variant or hero variant, we don't have like prime Ichimonji. We don't have the overpowering slash, so we can't do Ichimonji overpowering into rising into, just Bala into, yes, Bala is true, by the way, after rising. Catches people with their pants down so fucking much, it's insane. And then you can just go for a flash fake out, so grab it. But we're not talking about that right now. We're just mainly talking about how it's just kind of like ass. Like, not trying to be rude, but like, delayed crossing is like one of like the better moves, but it's very easily punishable. And what do I mean by that? Boom, time cut. Boom, flash cut. Boom. Like, boom, earth shatter. Boom, horizon. Boom, flash fake out. Boom, zero grab. boom, flower passage. Like, most Kendo users are, you know, diffing other Kendo users because they have themselves wide open with their pants down because of the leg crossing. Like, if you, like, I'm sorry, but leg crossing is not really that good. It's really not. Like, I would say for Soul Reapers, buff it, but for Ronkars, like, I don't really feel like we should have it buffed. But this is like the main thing wrong with Kendo. It's not Ichimonji, it's not Mortal Ties, it's not Flowing Petals, which for whatever fucking reason got buffed, by the way. Yeah, it still hasn't gotten up the description, by the way. Just shows how much they don't care about this move, by the way, Nano Prodigy. But yeah, overall, it's a very good tree. But would I say it's better than Speed? Not really. I know I'm forgetting Judgment of the Sword, but at the end of the day, that's a counter. And like at the same time, it's just like, bro, like you only like that's genuinely like pants not even down. You just sit on the toilet at that point. But overall, I like the skill tree. It's one of my favorite skill trees. People may call it busted, but you know, I've seen a couple busted things in my time, and Soul Reaper Keto is fucking one of them. Alright, let me tell you that. I'm not even gonna make a video on any Keto, because I have never genuinely played any Keto. I think the worst I have played is the infamous Ground Hakuda or Ronkar Keto, which is obliviously Dragon. I think it's Dragon. I think you don't like it. No, you go 35 and then you go 30, so you can get Surge Scourge. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's generally just pretty much it. But yeah, if you enjoyed, let me know with a comment down below. Like, comment, share with your grandma, and pot flipping out, man. Really appreciate your support, and I hope to see you on Kendo as well. And nerf speed, nerf every Keto, make delayed crossing meta, make thrust a guard break, remove overpowering slash, bring back coda, and yeah, make Bala a guard break. Glory to our Ronkars.